Welcome to another edition of Rod's Tabletop Hoops. As you may have seen in the title, I'm going to be playing a game with some of Mark Vecellio's Hoops Tabletop Basketball. He is in the process of creating the 1970s best teams. He has selected 16 teams, and he has been put them under beta testing and review, checking for errors on cards, and I did receive a PDF of the 16 teams, and I'm going to quickly preview them. We already know, as you can tell by the title, the 71-72 Chicago Bulls are one of the teams. There's also the 1975-76 Cleveland Cavaliers. We will get to those teams in a moment, but the remaining 14 teams are as follows, and there are some teams that appeared during the 1970s with some great teams that are not in here because there's only 16 teams. Let's start with the earliest. The 1970-71 Milwaukee Bucks. Now, Mark has created the 70-71 season in tabletop hoops basketball, and but these cards actually look different than the original season of cards because they've all been collaborated in with each other. So the season stats, they want to make the teams compatible with each other, able to face each other, and get realistic results at the same time. So you may get the 1971 season, but these cards will look different. This Lucius Allen, this McCoy McLemore, or Jeff Webb, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar here, obviously a superstar. The cards will look different by the configuration that Mark has been using on the cards. Next, we have the Los Angeles Lakers of 1971-72. Not too much of an explanation needed for these cards. They won 69 games, had a 33-game winning streak, and they even include Elgin Baylor as the 11th man of 12 players on the team. We also have the 72-73 Knicks. Unlikely NBA champions in 73 because the Boston Celtics of that season, who are coming up in this set, will be here, but the Knicks were able to take advantage of some injuries to particularly John Havlicek of Boston, and they won this championship. So this is a fantastic team as well. They won about 57 games, but they are nothing like the 73 Celtics. So when Mark made these selections, he's not just selecting the best championship team. He's selecting teams that were very competitive and maybe just stumbled upon a roadblock during the playoffs. So in this case, the 73 Celtics, they had one of the best records. They had the best record in 72-73 with 68 wins, yet got injured in the playoffs, and the Knicks took advantage of that and went to the finals and defeated an injury-prone Laker team who was without Happy Harrison for the finals. Moving right along, the 75 Buffalo Braves, who had one player who could score points as well as anyone during a particular season, and his name was Bob McAdoo, averaged around 35 points a game, and he took this team all the way, typically to the Eastern Conference Finals for a couple years during a short run of scoring titles for the Braves. We've also got the 75 Washington Bullets. Of course, the Bullets did defeat those Braves in 75, went to the finals, and fell to the 75 Warriors 4-0 in the finals. Dick Gibbs, not a great player. Nick Weatherspoon, Tom Kozelko. We're looking at the bench here, but there's the Big E, Elvin Hayes, 27 on the defensive boards. He should be a factor in almost any game for a 60-win team. Moving right along to the 76 Golden State Warriors. They did not include the 75 team because that team only won 49 games. This team won 59 and fell in 7 games to the Phoenix Suns. A serious upset when the Paul Westphal Rookie of the Year Alvin Adams team defeated Rick Barry and company in 7 games. We've also got the 77 Denver Nuggets. So out of all the teams, he determined the Nuggets were one of those great teams. Marvin Webster, ABA lifer, Byron Beck, Willie Wise, an ABA star. There's a lot of ABA crossover with this team, so it's a fun team. Bobby Jones, Hall of Famer, excellent defender. David Thompson, the Skywalker, was as impressive as anyone during the 1970s for a brief period. And they've also got Jim Price and Matt Calvin. This team was very solid and an excellent selection there. The 78 Blazers of Portland. The Trailblazers won a good 58 games, but once again, decimated by injuries, they could not repeat their championship performance of 1977. They had some guys named Lloyd Neal, Bob Gross, Lionel Hollins, don't forget Bill Walton, Larry Steele, Corky Calhoun. I was looking for Maurice Lucas, one of my favorite players of all time. We've also got a lot of teams from the really late portion of the 70s, including the 79 San Antonio Spurs, high-scoring crew with Louis Dampier, Glenn Mosley, the Whopper, fantastic player, Mark Olberding, George Iceman Gervin. The 79 champions, Seattle Supersonics, they pounded the Bullets 4-1, capturing their first and only NBA championship. Tom Lagarde, chairman of the boards, Paul Silas, J.J. John Johnson, Jack Sickman, Lonnie Shelton, just to name a few of the fabulous players on this team. There's Dick Snyder from the 76 Cavaliers, Wally Walker. I'm looking for the Wizard. There he is, Gus Williams, and Dennis Johnson. Don't forget Freddie Downtown Brown. In 1980, they're a representative of 3 different teams who Mark considered maybe the best of each franchise for the 1970s. That includes the Phoenix Suns of 1980, and of course you got Paul Westphal and Walter Davis. Need not to say anything more. In 1980, Philadelphia 76ers, they were not led by Jim Spanarkel, but they were led by guys like Maurice Cheeks, Julius Erving, the Doc given good defense, Bobby Jones, another. It seems like the good players always end up with the good teams. There's Lionel Hollins, who was acquired in mid-season from Portland, and Daryl Dawkins. And finally, we're going to go with the Atlanta Hawks of 1980. Kind of a surprise pick to me, but the Atlanta Hawks had a nice little run right at the end of the 1970s, winning close to 47 to 50 or 52 games. And they had some star players, young Charlie Criss, Armand Hill, John Drew, scoring machine, Eddie Johnson, all-star guard. And I can't remember if there's Tree Rollins on here or not. There's John Brown, Danny Rounds, a very durable power forward, Steve Haas, and the Tree, who could block shots. So there you go. That's a look at the lineups for the 70s best. 16 teams provided by Hoops and Mark Vecellio. Alrighty, the quick history of the Chicago Bulls began in 1967 with the hiring of Coach Johnny Red Kerr. The team started out 1-15, but finished 29-53 and actually qualified for the playoffs. And my question to you would be, can you name any other team in NBA history in expansion form that actually made the playoffs in its first season? That does not happen that often. But anyway, this team finished 29-53. The building blocks were just starting for the 1970s teams, which just became a juggernaut from 1970 through 75. Jerry Sloan, Johnny Kerr was credited with bringing Jerry Sloan to the Bulls, but obviously he had not matured too much yet. He was only 25 years old. And that was mostly it. I do not see Bob Love yet. No. So we got 68. The team finished with 29 wins. In 1969, they finished with 33 wins under Dick Motta. I think Johnny Kerr went to Phoenix, where he did not last the full season. So Dick Motta came over and became a staple in Chicago Bulls history in the 1970s. The 69 team struggled a bit as well, but, once again, second-year expansion team. They had acquired Bob Love. Love was not very productive at age 26, kind of a late bloomer to the NBA at 5.1 a game, but Sloan ended up leading the team in minutes played and averaged 16.8 a game. So another piece, Tom Bowerwinkle came onto the scene as a young 23-year-old, 7-footer, nicknamed Bullwinkle. Fittingly, he was a huge man. Bob Weiss, the man who kind of looks like he's 40 years old, but he's really only 26 years old, came over and he became a staple at the point guard for the Bulls throughout the early 1970s. So the team is starting to assemble. 1970 was kind of a breakthrough year, as I recall. 39 wins, another jump. They did get into the playoffs, but they lost 4-1 to the Atlanta Hawks, still playing in the Western Division. And this team actually gained some traction, gained some respect around the league. They had Clem Haskins, Bob Love, and Chet the Jet Walker just came over, another piece to the puzzle. And they all averaged over 20 points a game. Moving on to the 1970-71 team, and that team went 51-31, finishing second in the Midwest. They'd actually went from 2 divisions to 4, and they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers of 70-71 in a rough 7-game series. So they gained some more playoff experience. They had Love, Sloan, Walker, Boerwinkle, Bob Weiss. They were starting to cement a really good lineup. And basically, it seems like Weiss, although a very serviceable point guard, was not the answer. Therefore, the team we're playing with the Mark Vecellio's 70s best teams is the 71-72 Bulls, who went 57-25. And a player came over by the name of Norman Van Leer. And Norm Van Leer, he played a few games, I believe, with Cincinnati. I think they had a young guard named Tiny Archibald that was squeezing him out of the action. So Bob Cousy sent him over to the Bulls, and the rest is history. Van Leer was an instant success, averaging 12 points and 7 assists in 69 games as a Bull during that season. They also had Bob Weiss, very durable, Boerwinkle, and a young and very aggressive center named Clifford Ray. So Boerwinkle and Ray, they're like a two-headed monster for rebounds. They both average in double digits despite averaging 25 minutes or 23 minutes a game, respectively. So, and Bob Love became a high scorer at 25.8. So this team is definitely turning into and will solidify as a forward-oriented offensive team. Both Love and Walker, as the years pass, continue to lead the team in scoring as a 1-2 punch. Now, in tabletop basketball game, here's 1973. They've won 51 more games. Love averaged a solid 23-1, and Walker 19-9, number 1 and number 2. Obviously, Sloan and Van Leer became a very strong and dirty defensive backcourt, very aggressive. Clifford Ray hung around for a little bit longer, and unfortunately, Boerwinkle only played 8 games during this 1973 season, and the Bulls still won 51 games. So once again, they faced off against a very difficult 60-win Laker team and lost in a difficult 7 games. By 74, they were still cruising right along, won 54 games, actually won a playoff series against the Detroit Pistons in 7 games. That was one of Detroit's best teams in the 1970s, led by Coach of the Year Ray Scott. So 74's team, looking at the stats, it was pretty much the same deal. Bob Love scoring 21.8, kind of dropped in field goal percentage to 41.7 from the floor, but you still had Chet the Jet at age 33 throwing in 19.3 points a game. So this run by the Chicago Bulls lasted just one more season. They won 47 games in 1975, beat Kansas City, Omaha in the semifinals, lost in a tough 7-game series to the Golden State Warriors, who won 49 games and ended up winning the championship. And that was a very difficult loss, and I believe management finally had enough of this team that couldn't make it to the finals. They had started to have high expectations. Love averaged 22 points a game. Chet the Jet finished his career at the 19.2 point per game season. I think he got into a contract dispute with the Chicago Bulls management, and I believe in lieu of asking for a trade or holding out, he decided to retire at age 34. So the end of the run was right there. They had acquired Nate Thurmond from Golden State the prior year. And unfortunately, Thurman could not guide them past the Golden State Warriors, his former team, for multiple years, over a decade, in the 75 playoffs against Rick Barry and company. Van Leer was somewhat of a disappointment, hitting just 36% from the floor. So, just to show you, the next year the team completely collapsed. They became one of the worst, most feeble offensive teams in the league, shooting just 41% from the field as a team. Norm Van Leer was still around. Bob Love hitting just 39% from the floor, kind of gunned his way to 19 points, and he was gone by the middle of the next season. Mickey Johnson was acquired, in the draft the prior year and started to score, but Jerry Sloan had a final year with just 22 games. Bullwinkle was there for another couple seasons, but this team did not recover until the late 1970s, 76-77. They actually did acquire Artis Gilmore and had some more competitive years. Then a few years later, of course, Michael Jordan came on board, and the Bulls started winning championships within the next 6 years. A quicker look at the 1975-76 Cleveland Cavaliers. This team, as they've been dubbed, the Miracle at Richfield Cavaliers. They had not made the playoffs during their first 5 years in the NBA. They started in 1970-71 under the same coach, Bill Fitch, who guided them in 1976 to a 49-33 record. This team won the Central Division by just one game over the Washington Bullets, and they played in the Western Conference semifinals, and a miracle run of 7 games. Dick Snyder hit a running bank shot as time ran out, and the entire Richfield Coliseum went bonkers, and they had just as if they won the NBA championship. Unfortunately, they ran into the veteran Boston Celtics in the next round and ended up falling in 6 games, but this was by far the Cleveland Cavaliers' first taste of NBA playoff action, and they went a long, long way. This team, considered one of Mark Vecellio's best of the 70s season here in hoops, they were led, of course, by a variety of guys. It was just a team effort, collaborative. No one averaged more than 15.8, and that was Jim Chones at center. They also had Austin Carr off the bench, throwing in a solid 10.1, battling some knee issues, a young Campy Russell. They had Dick Snyder, Bingo Smith, Jim Clemens, and defensive-oriented Jim Brewer, who had maybe his best season in 76, averaging 11.5 points and 11 rebounds per game. So this team's tough defensively. They also acquired an aging Nate Thurmond for the playoffs, and he had to take the place of Jim Chones, who got injured during the playoffs as well. And so 34-year-old Nate was running up some 40-minute-a-game series, especially against the Celtics in that Eastern Conference final. But anyway, the greatest year the Cavaliers had up to that point in the 70s, and it is fitting that they were placed in this Hoops special select set of 70s best teams. Before hopping into a bit of gameplay here with Hoops Tabletop Pro Basketball, which once again I highly recommend, Rod's Tabletop Hoops highly recommends this game. I was just going to let you know a little bit on the status of the 70s best selection of cards here. There are 16 teams, as I mentioned before. We're going to play the 72 Bulls and the 76 Cavaliers today. But these cards are still in beta testing, and they will not probably be released till later 2024. I don't have a definitive date. Mark Vecellio has a real job in addition to his hoops manufacturing of cards seasons, so there may be a couple seasons ahead of it, but at least it's in the hopper, and I was privileged to receive a copy for review and editing, so I'm going to be looking at some of the errors made in on these cards if I can find any. Generally, he doesn't have many errors whatsoever. So it's always a tough task to find errors, which is always a good thing. Another thing I was going to mention was the fact that I have a couple of sports books dedicated to a couple players in this set. The first one I'm going to show you here is one called Long Time Coming, A Black Athlete's Coming of Age in America, Chet Walker story by Chris Messenger. Now, this book reflects Chet Walker's career. Obviously, he was raised in the 1950s and 1960s, and I think, as many know, the life of a young African-American man in that era could be a little bit tough. A lot of discrimination, a lot of heartache. He did end up going to a prestigious university known as Bradley, and he beat the odds, became an NBA star, very underrated player, and you got to love Chet Walker. The man draws a lot of fouls. His running mate at forward for those 1970s Bulls, of course, was Bob Love, and this is the Bob Love story. It's truly a love story. And this book, I think I got along with the Chet Walker during the pandemic. I think I found a couple of these, and he went to Southern College. That was an all-black university, historically black college, and this book happens just to be signed by Bob Love. I guess I got to change my name from Rod to John in order to truly embrace this, but you always get a surprise if you go to Thrift Books or whatever the website is, and you get one that is signed by legend Bob Love, who I think still has an active role in the NBA front office capacity with the commissioner and things like that as an ambassador or whatever. So two fantastic athletes that overcame a lot of odds and are still around today, which is fantastic. Well, this gameplay that I'm going to do, I'm going to forward the game time to a later portion. Basically just before the midway point of the first quarter. The Bulls came out extremely cold from the floor. They couldn't buy a field goal or a free throw, and they fell behind. And in this portion of the video, I start to show it's, I believe, 12-7. The Cavaliers are still ahead, but the Bulls are going to come back big time. Not to give you too much of a preview in this first period. So be ready to watch that. I will also be describing the difference between the paper cards printed out in PDF format versus the cards that are printed out by the factory and are cut and a little more glossy. So I hope you enjoy this portion of the first quarter between the 76 Cavs and the 72 Bulls. All right, Bulls ball. Going to go to the shooting guard offense 6. So Jerry Sloan does get a touch here. A 6 is an outside shot, and that's a 5. Misfires from outside. Jerry Sloan. Rebound right here. Defensive power forward, fast break. Jim Brewer. Okay. Got a mistype here in my score sheet. Fast break, and the fast break's going to go the small forward. It's Campy just in the game. Here he goes. 9-0 right there. Campy Russell, no good. And the rebound this time is going to go offensive small forward, shooting guard, or point guard. So Campy's a 10, and that's better than the guards. So Campy's going to need his own rebound, and he's going up on his inside column. And that's a 7. No good. Campy 0 for 2. Never saw a shot he didn't like. And so we used both rebounding abilities here. So what the object is you've got to move the clock every time you turn a card. So this is just for a rebound. Offensive center versus defensive power forward. So offensive center 11. Defensive power forward 11. Tie goes to the defense. So Bob Love does grab that rebound. And I was just going to say a couple things before I run the offense for the Chicago Bulls. These are print out of a PDF here, and I was just going to say that the PDF cards, when you print them out, like at a local, on your printer or at a local print shop, They are a little bigger in font size. They're a little bigger, and part of the reason for that is that all the information on the card goes to closer to the border of the card, whereas the pre-cut cards, which are a little more glossy, well, you can make your card as glossy as you want. They kind of create, there's a little bit of a banner border around it, so the fonts are a little smaller. So if you have eyes that are failing, like some of us above the age of 40, you might want to try and print out your own cards. It is more work, though. And as you can see here, I kind of went with the black and white, just the standard copies. I did not go for color, which color costs like $1.25 a page. So I wasn't going to spend $40 just printing out these 16 teams. So anyway, they look good. The only spot of color is right there where it says Chicago's best, right there. And I do like the size of the font on these printout cards, although it takes a little more work to do it. So anyway, that's just a little education on what you can get at the ASG Games website, printed or PDF. PDF's obviously going to be a cheaper way to go. Printed looks great, but it costs you a little bit more. But I think their sets are pretty well priced. All right, here comes Chicago. Getting close to the midway point of the quarter. 629 shooting guard defense. So it's going to be Sloan, defender 12. And the 12 on Dick Snyder's card is a basket. So Jerry Sloan's going to come through for Chicago. It is 12-9. Small forward 17 with the assist. That's just not going to happen. So here comes 619. Small forward offense 8. So small forward, he's an offense 7. So, no, that'd be if it was an asterisk 8. I'm going small forward, offense 8. Yes, he can do that. Outside 7 to 10. Don't confuse that with the asterisk 8. I'm sorry about that. Campy from outside. Foul. Assign it to the defender. Chet Walker, his first. Campy's free throws are 2 to 8 and 11. And that's a 12. And a 7. Makes 1 out of 2. Simple as that. Campy is finally on the board. And the Cavs lead by 4. 6:09, about halfway through the quarter. So this deck should be about halfway through, and it's looking pretty good. I'm keeping pretty good time so far. It's an asterisk 5 or greater. So you got Chet Walker, you got Bob Love. I'm going to go 50-50 ball on this. Walker 1 to 3, Love 4 to 6. So Love is going to get the ball, and it's offense 8. So here we go from outside. Love needs a basket. 9, he scores! Finally, 1 for 5, breaks the ice. Love and Walker, I must have just whammied them. They're combined 1 for 6 now. And that's a 2-pointer for Bob. An assist to the small forward. He has a 25. That's not going to work. So it is a 13-11 game halfway through. And we determine what is best to do for the offense. Do I need to make any changes at the halfway mark? I don't really think so. I've already made the foul change for them. If Jim Clemens was in foul trouble, I would easily go to Foots Walker. Norm Van Leer is not in foul trouble either. So we're just going to roll with these guys for a little bit. Shooting guard, offense 9. So the shooter is Dick Snyder, who made a miracle shot in Richfield back in the 76 playoffs to defeat the Washington Bullets. Offense 9 means outside. And that's a 2, and there's nothing there, so it's a miss for Dick Snyder. Tricky Dick has 0 points, 0 for 2, rebounded by the power forward greater than 14. And there's the weakness of the Bulls. They do not have a good defensive rebounding forward. So the offensive power forward, Brewer, grabs his 5th rebound. We'll grab it from him and go up with the shot. Inside column 7, no good. Brewer's now 3 for 4, so he shows that he's human. Use the second result down here. Defensive small forward greater than 10. Fortunately, Walker has an 11, so the Bulls will grab those rebounds on the defensive boards occasionally. Here comes Chicago. Hands the ball to the point guard. And the point guard is Norman Van Leer, offense 8. You can see he passes the ball quite a bit on his 6 through 10 outside shooting column. I get a 4. It's no good. Van Leer is 2 for 4. Bulls are down still at 28 6.6 from the floor, rebounded by any 44. We found we don't have one of those. Offensive center Bullwinkle's going to go up with the shot. His inside column's not great. 4, and that's a turnover for Bullwinkle. All right. Cavaliers. These are the great Cavaliers. Maybe the greatest besides LeBron James's years. Here's a 10. That's way higher than the 6 and the 7. So we got a pass on that. Small forward. And that's Campy. Offense 6. That's inside. Campy's taking it to the rack. 6. And he scores. Russell. Scores for Cleveland. It's 15-11 Cavs. Point guard 20 on the assist. Jim Clemens. Assist number 3 early on. Alrighty. 5:17 to go. Center defense. That's Bullwinkle. Defender is Jones, and that's a 4. And that's a foul on Jimmy Jones. One-shot foul, we're going to call it. 1972 rules being played by the home team here. Bullwinkle 2 to 7 and 10. Nope, misses the free throw. Rebound and missed free throw. It says FT, defensive power forward. It's going to be Jimbo Brewer right there. 5 minutes. Center defense. That's going to be Jonesy over Bullwinkle. 10. Basket. Cavs are scoring on the defenders' cards a little bit early on. Assisted by power forward 18. And no, he's a 10. So Cavs up 17-11. Slow start. Now they're starting to score. Shooting guard defense. Jerry Sloan. Defender is Dick Snyder. 7. And that's a foul. Dick Snyder with the foul. That is team foul number 5. So that F1 turns into an F2. Basically. 2 free throws for Sloan. 2 to 7 and 10. That's an 8. No good. Bulls not hitting their free throws. And a 7. Good. Sloan makes 1 out of 2. 17-12. Both teams not making their free throws. Looks like we've got a 1 for 3 from Cleveland, and the Bulls are hitting 50% so far. Power forward defense. That's Campy Russell. Defender. No. Power forward defense. Brewer over. Love's defense. 7. Finally comes through. Brewer does not hit. He's taken 5 shots. A little high for him, but he did average 12 a game, a career high. Rebound. Offensive small forward +4. So you had that 14 for Campy Russell. Defensive shooting guard. Shooting guard. 17. Look at Sloan there at the defensive shooting guard grabbing that board for the Bulls. I do have to remember that. He's got an unusually high defensive rebound rating. Even Norm Van Leer has a 12. So here come the Bulls. Campy wanted to throw that up. And it's going to be a 1 or better defense. So we got an 8 and we got a 5. So let's just do a 1 to 3 and 4 to 6 chance. This time I'm going to give it to Chet the Jet. His defender is the average defending Campy Russell. And that's a 7. Another foul. Another 2 shots, 1 plus the penalty. Walker going to the line. And that's a 2. Good. And an 8. Chet the Jet, after missing 2, has made 5 in a row. And 17-14. Bulls down just 3. Here we go. Center defense. Jonesy over Bullwinkle. Let's find out what happens here. Steal by Tom on 11. Turnover Jones. Steal by Bullwinkle. And a fast break opportunity for the point guard, Norm Van Leer. And that's a 7. Draws the foul assigned to the small forward, Campy Russell. And the small forwards for Cleveland have combined for 5 fouls. It's a 2-shotter, so he gets 3 to make 2. 7 team fouls on Cleveland. 5 good. He's 2 to 8 and 11. 4 good. Norm Van Leer bringing his team back. 6 for Norman. 17-16. Cavs with 4:15 left on the clock. Oh, did I turn that card? I can't remember. Yeah, I did. Okay, I did not. Or did I? I can't remember. Anyway, let's just say 9 or better. That's not going to work anyway. 405, small forward, offense 8. I might have messed that up, but either way, it'll be fine. Small forward, offense 8. That's going to be campy from outside. 9, no good. Sometimes it's just hard to remember, when, especially the fast break result was the same on 2 cards in a row. Missed by campy. Team rebound home. Bulls get it. Point guard defense. Van Leer over the great defense of Jim Clemens. 5. Foul on Clemens. 2 shots. Norm Van Leer really working the fouls. 7. Good. 8. Good. It's good when you can make free throws too. The Bulls are now up to 71% from the line, and they take their first lead. Alrighty. 10 or better. Well, we know that's not going to work for anybody except for Wilt Chamberlain or someone who scores a ton of points per minute. Power forward, offense 6. Brewer. Inside shot. That's a 4. Basket, Jimbo Brewer. 8 points for Brew. 1918, assist, small forward 1, Campy Russell. Here we go, center. It's Tom Boerwinkle. Offense 6. That's inside. That's a 6. It's a pass. 3:13 on the clock. Power forward defense. Love over the great defense of Brewer, and that's a foul on Jim, and that is first? Okay, first on Jim. 2 shots for Bob Love. And that's an 8. Count it. 5, count it. Bulls living off the free throws. Shooting 29% from the floor. They lead the game 2019. Shooting guard offense 4. That's Snyder. It's going to be an outside shot. And that's an 8. It's good. Dick Snyder, first field goal. 21-20. This is center 12. No. Bulls come down. Small forward defense. Chet Walker over Russell. And that's a 5. Basket. Chet the Jet. First field goal. Now with 7 points, Bulls regain the lead. Power forward 10. No assist. Love not a good passer per se. 7 or better. 6, 7. Campy. Offense 4 inside. 9. No good by Campy Russell. Shooting a lot, not making a lot. Offensive small forward versus defensive small forward plus 7. Ball went right into the hands of Chet Walker. Fast break, shooting guard. Sloan on the breakaway, 12. Assist, Jerry Sloan. Fantastic pass for Chicago. Who's going to get the easy chippy? We'll give it to 1-2, Tom Boerwinkle. Tommy needed a basket. All right. So we're at 242. Anyone need to come in here? Anyone with some foul trouble? We got 2 on Campy as well. Let's take a look and maybe make one more sub. Okay, 2 substitutions. Dick Snyder comes in for Cleveland. Campy has 2 fouls and is shooting the ball poorly, so we're going to move him up to forward. Austin Carr, pretty much an original Cavalier, will come in at the shooter slot. Bob Weiss, who actually averaged 30 minutes per game, as you can see on these cards, will take Norm Van Leer's spot for about 3 minutes here. He actually averaged 11.3 a game. I believe the Cavs have the ball. Ball goes to the 4 or better here on Cleveland. Chones, the offense, 4 inside for Chones. That's a 7, and it's not good. Rebound, offensive center, 11. Defensive small forward. Walker's got an 11 plus a die, so Walker's going to get that rebound. Jonesy, not a great offensive rebounder, likes to shoot the jump shot from 15 feet. So here we go. Bulls are working their way to an advantage here with some good foul shooting. Power forward is going to be Love, offense 8. And here we go again. 9, that's good. Bob Love starting to heat up. He has 6. 26-21 Chicago, assisted by Bob Weiss, who just came into the game. Cavaliers, center, offense 5. Shot by Jonesy. Good. Jim Jones comes back. Assist small forward 13. Yes, Snyder playing some small forward. 26-23, Cavs shooting 52%. Bulls up to 41% though, so they're actually passable on that. Point guard defense. Bob Weiss over Clemens. Great defender. That's going to be a pass. Power forward offense 3. Well, the dangerous Chet Walker inside. 6 right there, draws the foul. Point guard assigned to it, and Jim Clemens suddenly has 2 fouls. And we're over the limit. Walker is going to get 3 to make 2. And that's a 4 good. 9 good. Walker can't be stopped from the foul line now. 9 points for Chet. 28-23 with 2 minutes to play. Clemens with 2 fouls. We might have to get him out of the game as well. All right, back to the game. I'm going to go with Butch Beard at my point guard, even though he missed almost all of the season. I don't even think he had that great a year, but for 2 minutes, I think I'll go with Butch, and then I'll probably throw Footsie Walker in there for the second period. Shooting guards, Austin. Classic jump shooter. Fires away 5. Wow, there's a lot of misses on that inside column of his. So a missed jump shot by Austin Carr. Rebound, defensive center, fast break. We got Bowerwinkle, who might barely last this whole first quarter, and we'll get Clifford Ray to save him. Fast break is going to be for the point guard. That's Bob Weiss. Weiss drives 10, and he scores. Bulls playing much better. Cavs slumping right now. Fast break assist. Small forward 16, no. 30-23 Chicago. They are showing their true colors, and the fans love it. 1:30 on the clock. Shooting guard defense. Austin Carr again, this time over Jerry Sloan. The great defense, and that's a block shot missed by Carr. The Sloanster with the block. I'm sure he's known as the Sloanster. A rebound on the block shot. I usually check here the D10. If it's 1-3, I go block out of bounds, award to the offense. If not, and it's a 10, so I'm going to award this to a defensive battle. So Sloan blocked it. Offensive center 18, defensive power forward 22. Brewer just grabs the typical rebound, and Brew has 7 boards to go with his 8 points. Wait. That's incorrect. Offensive center would have been Jonesy, 11. Defensive power forward would be Love, 11. So the Bulls do get the ball. Okay, take away a rebound. I love when I make mistakes. Have a brain cramp like that. I was like, going, that's not right. Sloan blocked the shot. Okay, there we go. Rebounded by Bob Love. And here we go. 1:19 to go. Been a little while since I played. Shooting guard, offense 6. Sloan. Outside, 7. Misfire by Jerry. Rebound, offensive center or power forward greater than 20. And not the case. Rebounded by Jonesy. It's easy rebound lookups. Solidly sized fonts on the FACs. Really smooth playing game. Here we go. 1 minute, 9 seconds. Small forward defense. And that's going to be Snyder playing small forward. Over Walker. 5. Steal by Walker. Turnover, Snyder. Fast break opportunity again. This time it is Weiss on the break. 9. Turnover, Bob Weiss. All right, here we go. 59 seconds. Power forward offense, 9. That's going to be Brew. And that's a 5. He's going to pass the ball. Small forward. Snyder. Offense, 5. That's inside. He's going to go. 6. No. A lot of big misses on that column there for Dick Snyder. Rebound defensive center. Fast break. So Boerwinkle, the big man, clearing the boards for 6 rebounds. Fast break. This time shooting guard. Sloan on the breakaway. 5. No. Rebound offensive high versus defensive high. So offensive high is 18. Defensive high is 22. So that's going to give Jim Brewer another rebound. 8 points, 7 rebounds. Small forward offense, 5. Snyder. Inside again. Can't roll a high number. That's going to be another miss for the streaky Dick Snyder. Rebound. Offensive shooting guard. Let's see. That is Carr has an 8. Defensive shooting guard is Sloan. So we didn't even have to look at Sloan's card. He's going to get +3 anyway. Gives him 20. Fast break. Shooting guard. Sloan on the breakaway. 5. No again. Jerry can't find the range. Rebounded loose ball foul defense. Ooh. Loose ball foul defense. And who's that going to be? Is that random? Oh, foul. Let's go to the foul to assign. We'll just call it on that. Jim Jones. And that is 2 on Jim Jones. Hopefully we'll not get another one. Loose ball foul defense. And I'm not sure if Jones. I'll just give Tom Boerwinkle a couple free throws on the loose ball foul. I hope I'm doing that right. I don't remember exactly what to do on that one. That's an addition to the cards. And Tommy makes 1 and 2. Bulls tack on to the lead. .28 on the clock. 4 or better. It's going to be Carr or Jones. We'll go 50-50 ball. Jones gets it inside, and it's a 7. No good. It's by Jonesy. Rebound. Offensive power forward versus defensive power forward. 15. Oh, I get 1 die for love. I need at least a 4. Nope. Brew. Offensive board going up. And that's a 5. Pass. Center to offense 10. Outside shot for Jonesy. No good. Cavs have gotten cold. They're down to 41%. Rebound defense small forward greater than 8. It's going to go to Chet Walker. The quarter's running down quickly here. I'm actually a little 1 or 2 off because I might have turned a card on a rebound or something, but that should do it for the quarter. It is 32-23 Bulls after 1. Bulls hitting just 38% from the floor, but they've hit 80% of their free throws, and that is 16 for 20. Cavs better hope that the Bulls don't get 20 free throw attempts per period, but that has definitely given them the advantage so far. Welcome back to Chicago Stadium. The halftime score reads Bulls 50 of the 72 Bulls, 50, Cavaliers of 76-40. The Cavs are shooting just 40.9% from the floor and just 40.0% from the foul line. But I thought the Bulls were struggling. They're hitting just 36.4% from the floor and 78% of their free throws. The big difference in the game is the free throw shooting, where the Cavs are just 4 for 10 in the first 24 minutes of play. The Bulls are 18 of 23, and I believe 20 of those free throws were in the first period. So Cavaliers battling a little foul trouble, not too bad. Campy Russell with 3, Bingo Smith with 3, a bunch of guys with 2. Bulls, they're up by 10. They're playing some spectacular defense. They do have 8 steals to 4 steals for the Cavs, and 2 blocks to 1. But overall, they're just a very solid defensive team and a good rebounding team. They're winning the battle 34-28. Leading scorers in the game, let's go with a visiting team. The Cavaliers, not a lot of scoring to go around. Only 40 points in one half. We got 8 points and 8 boards out of Jim Brewer. 7 points for Campy Russell. I thought that Foots Walker came off the bench and did a fine job in 12 minutes. 2 of 2 from the floor, 5 points, and he dealt out a couple of assists. And he also swiped the ball twice, leading to some fast break activity for Cleveland. Both of these teams tend to slow it down a bit. The Cavs more than the Bulls, so that may be a result, resulting in a score that's looking like it's going to be, below 100 points or barely 100 points, even though the Bulls average 111. So we're going to play some third quarter play a few minutes here, and then we'll probably just jump over to the last few minutes of the fourth quarter and see how the finish is going between these two ball clubs. Anyway, I don't know if I remember to notify everyone. I redid my clock, the original game clock I redid it again, basically. The first time I shrunk the huge clock that kind of snakes down in a pattern that's kind of like left to right and left and right and left, and I always would miss. I'm used to putting my clock at the start of the row every time I'm finished with a row. Kept messing me up whenever I do the cards, even though the cards, once they're gone, that's the end of a quarter. 70 card deck here in Hoops. I've created my own where it actually goes left to right, and then I move the timepiece over left to right, and that worked almost flawlessly in this game so far. So I'm very pleased with my clock renovation, so to speak. So little things that can make the game a lot quicker, a lot more fun. I'm also going to do another workaround. Whenever you get an assist, say an assist for Norm Van Leer on 5 right there, Old Fast Break's got a little tip chart. I seem to use this in other games all the time. There is to determine the question mark on baskets and assists chart. So if I say I roll get an assist for Van Leer, and then I roll a 6 and it says playmaker, which is Van Leer, that means it goes to the center. Otherwise, it goes to another position. And I've memorized this chart by playing Fast Break for the last 30 to 40 years. So I don't even need to look at the chart, but it's just an additional roll whenever assist occurs. It seems to be quicker than utilizing my one-sided 1 to 4 die right here. This thing just doesn't roll. I can't even roll it right. It's just a weird die, and it seems to get stuck in the corner. It takes a little more time. Once again, I'm trying to be more time efficient and stop thinking about having to roll that singular die. We'll see how that works in the second half. The Cavs got to make up some ground here, and they certainly can do it. They have some really good players, and I'm looking for a better second half from Jim Chones, who is not shooting well. He leads the team in scoring in the regular season, but just 2 of 8 from the field. And that's just not going to win ball games. So here we go. I got the starters back on the floor. Let's play some ball. All right. What do we got here? Oh, yes. I'm playing by 1972 rules, where there's still a jump ball at the start of every quarter. And once again, that goes, you look at the top offensive rebounder, we'll have those 2 jump, and the one with a higher number gets a +1 on the tip. So I'm going to go, I think Bowerwinkle's got the highest at 18. So he gets a 6 + 1 is 7. He's automatically got it because Brewer has a 0 on his jump ball rating. We're going to give the ball to the Chicago Bulls, the home team, playing pretty well. Not shooting well, but they're playing well. Playing defense and rebounding. And I'm really enjoying this 70s best season of cards, which will come out, I would guess, quarter 2, quarter 3, if not later. Mark Vecellio's got a lot on his plate. So here we go. Power forward, offense 3. That is Bob Love firing from the inside position, and he gets a 4, and that's a foul 2. Assign it to the defender. That's Jim Brewer's 3rd foul. 2 shots for Bob Love. He makes it on 2 to 8 and 11. You can see in the lower left corner right there. And I got an 11. All right. Good luck for Butterbean, as he was known. He liked Butterbeans. 2 11s. 2 11s. Fantastic. And the Bulls strike first in the third quarter. It's 52-40. And here we go. Cleveland needs to step on the gas. Center defense. And that's going to be Jim Chones over Boerwinkle. Not a super defender, a little slow. And that's going to be a basket for Chonesy. He needs to have a half to get his Cavs back in the game. Assist on the play. Point guard 14. And Jim Clemens does indeed get the assist. All right. Bulls ball. Point guard defense. That's Norm Van Leer over Clemens. An excellent defender. Steals the ball from Norman. And that's a fast break for Cleveland. And that is designated to the small forward. And Bingo's going on the fast break. There's a 7. Oh, missed shot by Bingo. Bingo battled some foul trouble in the first quarter, so I've had to hold him out a little bit. Rebound, offensive point guard. That's going to be Clemens all by himself. He's going to try and put the rebound basket in using his inside column. And 3 assists. Good play by Clemens. And here comes my assist chart automatically working by just rolling the dice again. I've memorized it. It is an 8. It is a guard. I will show this just once. 8 guard scores. And it's Tricky Dick Snyder. And it's 52-44. Ball goes to the shooting guard, and that is Jerry Sloan. Great. He's had a great rebounding half. I don't know exactly what it is. It's 5 rebounds. Offense 6. That's going to be an outside jumper for Jerry, and that's a 7. Missed shot for Sloan. Rebound, offensive shooting guard or point guard greater than 13. I don't believe so. 9 and 7, no. So your defensive center or power forward, whoever is higher, and those are really high. Jim Brewer gets that rebound. And I was just going to say before I move on, this layout right here is quite efficient. I've got these bigger cards. They print with bigger fonts. I don't even need to wear my glasses to read them. It fits in this entire 14-inch by 24-inch mat of the Oakland Alameda Coliseum for the Oakland Oaks of 1968-69. And so it really fits. I can put my scoreboard. I got enough room for my cards. I've got the micro clock that I created and a dice shaker. So I think I've created the ultimate fast break setup right here if you want something that's very easy and tight. So here we go. 9 or better on Cleveland. I don't think that's going to happen. There's a 5 and a 6, so not going to happen. So you have to pass the ball. Got a 5 this time. They both qualify, so let's roll 1 die. I think 4 to 6 would be Chones, and so Chonesy's going to go defender on Boerwinkle, 5 basket. Another hoop for Chonesy. And it's 52-46. And no assist on the play. The Bulls just have struggled to score the last 7 or 8 minutes of gameplay. Maybe Lover Walker will take over. Shooting guard. Sloan offense 9, jump shot 5, not good. Not in sync right now. The Chicago Bulls rebound, defensive power forward greater than 14, easily Jim Brew. Fine defender, rebounder, team player, Olympian. Power forward defense, Brewer. Defender, Love. Play some good defense there, and he steals it. Turnover, Brew. Steal by Love, fast break, chance, shooting guard. Sloan on the breakaway. 4, he is fouled. Assigned to the defender, that's Dick Snyder's second. So Sloan's going to get a couple free throws. 2 to 7 and 10, he's got it. And 11's not going to do the job. Missed shot, but he does make 1. Rebounding and free throws is as simple as looking at this. Offensive small forward or shooting guard. So shooting guard has got a 9. And Sloan's grabbing his own rebound. And there's nothing in the rules that says He can't grab his own free throw rebound and put the ball right back up, so he's going to do it. 11. Draws another foul. Another one on Snyder, his third. 2 more chances for the hard-working Jerry Sloan. And a 7 will fall. 6 falls. Sloan hits 3 out of 4. Bulls 55, Cavs 46. Ball goes to the power forward. Here's Brewer. Defender is Love, and that's a 10. Foul on Love, his first. And we're playing 1972 rules, so Brew gets 1 free throw. Last year, the 1 foul shot. And Brew's going to make it. (55-47). Bulls with the ball. 10:17 on the clock. Small forward Walker over Jones, defensive center. Here we go. 4. Foul on Jonesy, his third. Boy, they're getting a lot of fouls. That's the 4th team foul. 1 shot for Chet Walker. That's an 8. Good. Walker, after missing his first 2, has made 8 in a row. He is in double digits with 10 points, and it's 56-47 as the poor shooting, 35% shooting Bulls lead the Cavs. It shows they can win in a lot of different ways if they hang on to this one. Small forward, bingo, offense 8, and it's up, and it's no good. Rebound. Offensive power forward, and that's a 15. Defensive shooting guard plus die, but look at that. Jerry Sloan, a fantastic offensive rebound or defensive rebounder, grabs that rebound. That's highly unusual. Usually that's reserved for the guys like Westbrook and Drexler. Here come the Bulls. 6 or better. It looks like it's Bob Love. Defender's the excellent Brew. That's a pass. He kind of escapes difficulties there. Oh, wow, I've got these cards upside down, so this is going to be fun. I shuffled them wrong. Small forward, offense 10. That's going to be an outside shot. Chet Walker, and that's a 3. Draws the foul, and it's Bingo's 4th. There's a point where you just got to play him. I'm not going to sit Bingo for that. Walker to the line for 2 more tries. He's got it. And a 10 is no good. He'd hit 9 in a row after missing his first 2. And so 1 point for the Bulls. Free throw rebound, defensive center Jonesy. Comes Cleveland. Oh, there we go. Off. Cards are a little bit weird. Center, offense 1. It's okay. Just got to flip some cards. Inside, Jones 7. No, Jones is just not hitting that great today, but he did get a couple earlier baskets. Rebound, offensive small forward 5. Defensive small forward gets that anyway with a die. That's going to be Chet Walker. 57-47. Bulls, once again, got to fix that. Shooting guard, Sloan. Defender, Dick Snyder. And that's a 10. Pass. I don't know, did I move the clock? Shooting guard, defense, again. 7. Foul on Snyder. And that's 3 fouls in the quarter, 4 in the game for Dick. 1 shot for Jerry. It's a 12, and that is not good. In that kind of game, just a little rough. Rebound. Free throw. Offensive center. Big Tom Bowerwinkle. Couple offensive rebounds. Bowerwinkle's going to roll an 11 and turn the ball over. He did kind of have a propensity to turn the ball over. He's a good passer, but made turnovers. This was before the age of turnovers, so this is kind of a calculated estimation there. Here comes Cleveland. Point guard. Clemens, defender is Van Leer. 12. Turnover for Clemens. Great defense for Norm. Probably made the all-defensive team. Power forward. It's going to be Love. Defender is Brew. Still playing some tight defense. Goes to the point guard. Offense 7. And that's Van Leer. That's a 6. Pass. Center defense. Bowerwinkle, 11. Pass. Center defense. Bowerwinkle over Jonesy one more time. 4. Foul on Jones, his 4th. My goodness, those fouls just keep... That's the 7th team foul. I didn't even notice that. 7. Wow. All right. Tommy for 2 shots. 2. Good. Good. Bowerwinkle puts 2 in. 59-47. Bulls just creeping ahead on free throws, not on field goals. Still hitting 35%. Center defense. Jonesy. 8. Pass. 1 or better. Bingo or Jones. We're going to give it to Jonesy, 4-6. Defender Bowerwinkle, 6. Pass. 1 more chance. 1 more chance. Power forward Brewer. Offense 2. Oh boy. 7 no good. At least he shot it. Boy, offense is coming even harder for Cleveland. Rebound. Offensive center greater than 12. It is not true. Defensive center rebounds, Tom Bowerwinkle. Bowerwinkle and Ray just grabbing the boards. That's 8 rebounds for Tommy. Ball goes to the center. Offense 9 means outside. Bowerwinkle's outside column is quite limited. That's going to be a pass. 9 or better, not going to happen. They've got to shoot it now. Small forward offense 8. Chet the Jet from outside 10. Bad pass or traveling or some sort of turnover for Chet Walker. All right. 10 or better, that's going to be an instant pass for Cleveland. Point guard offense 10. Outside Clemens. 5 assists. Good play by Clemens. 59-49 keeps him within 10. I'm going to give the basket to 8 is the guard. Shooting guard. Dick Snyder. Give him some baskets before he fouls out. 59-49. 6:50 left in the third quarter. Oops. Center offense 2. Tommy Bowerwinkle, 5. That is going to be a missed shot for Bowerwinkle. Rebound, offensive greater than 14. Yes, Bowerwinkle, offensive glass. Tommy's going straight up on his inside column. 9. Assist, Bowerwinkle. There's that passing ability we mentioned just a minute ago. 12-point lead. Points go to Jerry Sloan. He's earned them. Playing some great defense tonight. 11 points, 7 boards. 10 points for Van Leer. 11 for Chet. 11 for Love. Very balanced for Chicago, despite not shooting the ball that well. 35%. Cleveland gets it to the point guard. And that's Clemens, defender. Van Leer, the excellent defender, forces a pass. Ball ends up in the 5 or better's hands. That's Bingo or Jones. I'm going to give it to Jones, 4-6. Inside shot 9. No good by Jonesy. Rebound, offensive shooting guard and small forward. Greater than 9. Small forward, no. Shooting guard, no. Defensive small forward, Walker grabs it. Hands the ball off to the shooting guard. That is going to be Sloan, offense 5. Outside shot, a 10. Draws another foul. Side of the point guard, Jim Clemens. That's 3 on Clemens. So that's a shooter, so it's 3 to make 2 for Jerry Sloan. That's a 5. It's good. And that's a 3. Sloan makes them both. Give him 13 points to lead Chicago. And Cleveland is in trouble right here. Do a couple more plays here. Let's see what we got. 609. 7 or better, no. Shooting guard offense, 3. Snyder, 10. He scores. Dick Snyder throws in the inside shot to make it 63-51. Bulls are leading, but there's plenty of time left in this game. We're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out. Alrighty, we're down to 6 minutes of gameplay left between the Chicago Bulls of 1972 and the Cleveland Cavaliers of 1976, the year of the miracle at Richfield. The Bulls have done an unconventional job of preventing the Cavs from getting their shots off. The Cavs are 34 for 69, which is 49% from the floor. You'd think that would translate to a lead, but no, they are down by 13 points. They've committed a whole bunch of turnovers, 18, thanks to 13 Bulls steals at this point. The Bulls are shooting just 39%, yet they've got 90 points. They really drilled the Cavs, as noted earlier, from the free throw line. 43 free throw attempts they've made, 34 for 79.1%. Meanwhile, the Cavs are just, they're not getting the line. They've only gotten the line 20 times, but led by Jim Chone's 1 for 5 performance and Campy Russell's 2 for 5 performance, they're only hitting 9 of 20 from the free throw line. So leading scorers going into this final 6-minute stretch include Campy Russell for Cleveland, who, despite 4 fouls, has put in 9 points the first 6 minutes of this quarter, trying to keep his team in the game. Jim Jones has had just a woeful game with 5 of 14 shooting and 1 of 5 from the line, as noted. Bingo Smith fouled out in the third quarter, only had 2 points. 9 points for Jim Brewer, but he's just not a true offensive threat. He gets a lot of points on the junk on the board. So the Bulls have gotten a very solid performance out of Chet the Jet Walker, the Hall of Famer, has 19 points on 13 of 16 free throws made and only 3 of 7 from the floor. Bob Love's just 3 of 11 from the floor, but he does have 11 points. So got Love coming in for this final 6 minutes just for put away the Cavs type purposes. We'll see what happens. He's played 36 minutes. Norm Van Leer, no, he's only played 30 minutes, excuse me, at this point. Norm Van Leer is coming back into the game. I kind of made some wholesale changes. And Jerry Sloan, I think, has had his best game as a Bull in any 1970s Bulls replay I've had. He's done very solid. He's only 5 of 12 from the floor, but 7 of 10 from the line, 7 rebounds, and 5 steals, playing that elite, excellent defense. So let's see if the Bulls can hang on. This may be a nice little victory in their pocket. It shows the Bulls have many ways to win, even when they're not shooting the ball from the field very well. Alrighty, we're going to start with Chicago. Let's see what we got here. It's going to go to the power forward. That's Love. Defender is Jim Brewer's excellent defense. 12. Steal by Brew. All right, well, they're going to get a fast break attempt here. Point guard, fast break, Jim Clemens, 10 assists. Clemens. And I'm going to use my fast break way of doing the assists. A 6 is point guard Clemens, so it means the center actually got it. So Jim Jones getting a little help here, up to 13 points, despite not shooting the ball very well. It's down to 11. Good start for the Cavs. A 7 or greater. Well, Bob Love, defender, Brewer again. And the lockdown defender forces him to pass. And it's another power forward defense. Love on Brewer, 10. He scores! Bob Love. I was talking about how locked down he was, but Brewer found a seam, got by Brewer for 2. Assist shooting guard 17. No assist on the play. That's the assist check down here. 92-79. And the center, we're going to go into Jim Jones. And that's a 10. He does draw the foul. It's on the defender. Clifford Ray has 5. He's been limited minutes this quarter due to the foul troubles. That'll be 5. We'll just keep playing with Ray. That's only the second team foul, but it is 2 shots for Jones. 2 to 7 and 10. And that means he rips court on the first. Misses the second. Jones is 2 for 7 from the line. That is not very good, even for Jim, who's a streak free throw shooter. Rebound. Defensive center. And that center is Clifford Ray. And the two-headed center monster of Ray and Boerwinkle have combined for 20 rebounds. They're right on pace. All right. Small forward defense. That is Walker over Russell. 7, and that is Russell's 5th personal foul. He's been battling fouls like a lot of them. That's only the second team foul, but we're going to use the 1972 rule, shooting the 1-shot foul. And Walker gets a 9, and it's good. 14 free throws made for Walker. 20 points on the game, 93-80. At least it gets the ball in the Cavs' hands really quickly. 3 or better. It's going to be Russell or Jones. 1 to 3, 4 to 6. We're going to give it to Russell before he fouls out. And he goes up 4. Pass. They can't take too much time. Once again, the offense won. So this time we're going to go to Jonesy. Offense 9 is a jump shot. And that's a 9 and no good. Jones just not feeling it today. I was going to put Thurman in for some more minutes, but Thurman's such a streaky player as well offensively. They just need some scoring right now. Rebound, offensive shooting guard and point guard versus the defensive shooting guard and point guard. And the Bulls guards rebound better than anyone. Norm Van Leer with a 12 will grab that rebound. Rebound advantage for Chicago is 55-41. So I was always worried in past games that Love and Walker weren't going to grab enough boards to keep the Bulls ahead, but today it doesn't seem to matter. They are just grabbing them. And the Cavs are hitting 50% of their shots. Shooting guard offense 1. Inside move by Jerry. That's a 9. And he's just going to run the clock. 24-second clock down a little bit. We got 9 or better. That's going to be beyond Love's 8. Pass one more time. Point guard offense 7. Outside. Van Leer 7. It's a pass, which means we go to his 4th shot column. 4 to 6. It's good. Norm Van Leer. It's a nice little override. If you're getting too many passes, that 4th shot thing bails players out all the time and teams. Assisted by Clifford Ray. All right. So that makes it 95-80. It was 80-60 after 3, so the Cavs have been trying to cut into the lead. Small forward versus the defensive center, so that's Russell versus Ray. And that's a 10, and that's a basket. Campy with an 11-point quarter now has 20 to lead Cleveland. 95-82, and assist to Jonesy. And down to the 4-minute, 5-second mark. My new clock I created. It's working out well. Power forward offense 4. Inside move by Love 2. He scores. He's fouled. Bob Love for Chicago. Assisted by Cliff Ray. Ray, a very good, very solid rookie. I think he made the all rookie team despite getting 7 points a game. He did get 3 assists and almost 11 rebounds a game. The foul on that play, the assign is the defender, and that'll be the 5th foul on Jones. Cleveland is just swamped with fouls. They have now got 28 on the game. And Bob Love going for the 3-point play, point number 16. It's a 5. It is good. Good start to the 4th quarter for Love. 98-82 gives the Bulls more breathing room. Ball goes to the point guard, and that's Jim Clemens, offense 4. That's outside for him. He's going to pass. And then he goes center defense. Jonesy, 6. Oh, foul number 6 on Clifford Ray. So Ray is going to retire to the bench. And we'll make a substitution here. Clifford Ray fouls out. He fouled out 5 times in real life during the regular season, despite playing barely half a game most of the year behind Tom Boerwinkle, who returns. 1-shot foul for Jonesy. Only the 3rd team foul on the Bulls. And on 11, no. An incredibly bad performance from the free throw line. I believe that's 2 for 8 for Jones. Rebound on the free throws right here. FT, defensive shooting guard, and Jerry Sloan going for a double-double, which really wasn't talked about that much back in this day. He's got 17 points, 8 rebounds. Bulls return. Power forward defense. That's Bob Love over Brew. That's a 7. Just run some time off the clock and not get a missed shot here. 4 or better. It is going to be Walker and Love. 1, we're going to Walker. Offense 5. It's a 7. No good. Rebound. Defensive. Small forward. Shooting guard or point guard. So 10. 7. 9. So Campy hanging in there with his 5 fouls. Grabs rebound number 6. Says fast break. Simple as looking at this fast break power forward, and that's a 9. Jim Brewer's going to set it up. That's Jim Brewer's weakness. He's not really a great offensive player. He does almost everything else pretty well. 7 or better. That's Campy alone. From outside, Campy, 5, pass. Small forward offense 4. Campy again, 10, draws a foul. It's on the defender. Chet Walker, only 2 on Walker. And that's the 4th team foul, 2 shots. Good. Good, Campy, Russell. Put those on the board. It's now 98-84. Chicago with the ball. Gets the ball into Jerry Sloan. Sloan from inside. It's a 5. It's not good. Rebound. Offensive small forward 11. Defensive small forward +1 die, so +7. Okay, that's Campy Russell with ease. That gives any rebounder a fair shot. So the small forward Campy Russell with rebound number 7. Fast break. Power forward. Here goes Brewer. And it's a 12, and he charged with the ball. And another Cavalier. Foul has 5 fouls. Jim Brewer, Jones, and Russell all have 5 fouls. That was a huge turnover for Cleveland. They're 19th. Both teams have 19 turnovers. Been a little sloppy today. Center defense. Boerwinkle over Jones, 6. He scores. Tom Boerwinkle comes back from Clifford, returns after relieving Clifford Ray. And Boerwinkle, 12 points, 11 boards. Very solid performance. Assisted by Norman Van Leer. Brought on in 72. Having a good day with the assist column. Let's see what that is. That's 5 assists. Very solid. Still time left. We're down to 232. You can almost call this one a Bulls victory. No real 3-point attempts or anything. They got to be baskets and fouled. Small forward. Campy offense 3, and that's a 7. No good. He'd been red hot. That was his first field goal miss of the quarter. Rebound, offensive power forward, 18 or greater. Nope. Rebound by Bob Love. Bulls control. Goes the point guard. Inside move by Van Leer, 10. He scores! Norm Van Leer, who hasn't taken many shots this half, just leading the team with his ball handling. 14 points for Van Leer, 18-point lead, and no assist. Jerry Sloan's in a 10 on the assist. They request an 11, so no assist there. 3 or better. We got Jonesy and we got Campy. So we're going to go Jonesy this time. 7 is an inside move for him. That's going to be a pass. They're taking too much time off the clock. Point guard offense 10. 9. He scores. Jim Clemens for 2. 102.86. 140 on the clock. Shooting guard offense 9. That's me outside jumper by Jerry Sloan. 5. No good. Rebound. Offensive center. 18. Defensive center. 21 for Jones. Playing with those 5 fouls. Just hasn't had a great game. He actually has 14 points and 9 rebounds, but really had to work to get those. Shooting guard. Snyder versus the defensive center. Tommy Bowerwinkle. 7. Rejected. Missed by Snyder. Blocked by Tom. I checked the D10, and it's a 4. So 1 to 3, I usually give blocked out of bounds award to the defense. 4 to 10, I just go for a normal rebound. Offensive power forward or small forward versus the defensive small forward. So looks like Brewer is going to get it unless, let's see, 15, and I got 11 for Walker. So he can get it. I just need a 4 to tie him. Yes, Walker does grab the rebound. .119 on the clock. Walker, defender, Campy. 9. Missed shot by Walker. 20 points for Chet the Jet. Rebound. Walker, 8. Campy, 10. Russell's working hard out there. The only guy that's really been a hot shooter. They only have 3 men in double digits. Here we go. Power forward. Offense 3, that's Jim Brew. That's an 8. He's going to pass it off. And they are just stalling without even trying here. This was a great Cleveland team, though. They got some excellent defenders and some good jump shooters. Point guard offense 9. And it's no good by Clemens, who's had a very solid game with 14 points and 8 assists. Rebound, center, fast break. Bowerwinkle doing the job since returning. 12 points, 12 boards. Fast break is going to go to the point guard. Norm, breakaway, 5, no. Bulls shooting 40.2, yet dominating this game. Rebound, team rebound home. They're going to keep possession. They are hitting 80% of their free throws. Clock running out. Shooting guard offense 5. Jerry Sloan gives it another shot. 4. Hits a pass. He's run the clock down. Point guard defender. Another great defender. And Jim Clemens. Excellent. 9. Steal. Turnover Norm. Clemens steals. Fast break chance. For Clemens. Here he goes. It's a 12. Offensive foul. Jim Clemens. 4th on him. Turnover number 20 to go with their 30 fouls. You're not going to win a lot of games with 20 turnovers and 30 personal foul or total fouls. Power forward offense 5. Give it to Butterbean. Butterbean misses the jump shot. Bulls have never really caught fire. They've just kind of slowly worked into a lead here. Offensive center or power forward greater than 22. That's not going to happen. We do have a nice rebounding 18 by Bowerwinkle. Defensive power forward, small forward is definitely going to be Brewer. 11 rebounds. He averaged 11 rebounds a game. 17 seconds on the clock. Shooting guard. Inside. No good by tricky Dick Snyder. He's going to finish with about 8 points. Rebound, defensive center or power forward. It's going to be the big guy, Bullwinkle, Tom Bowerwinkle. He averages 11.2. He has 13 rebounds. Fast break chance for who? Shooting guard Sloan. And that's an 8. And he turned the ball over. Not much execution here. Let's just put this game out of its misery. No one seems to want to score. I've got one extra card here. Let's see how it goes. No, I've got it just right. Here we go. Shooting guard offense, 6. Outside, 4. Missed shot by Snyder. He comes in, goes 0 for 3 in the quarter. Rebound offensive center or power forward greater than 20. No. Bullwinkle going to corral another rebound as the Cavs team field goal percentage is down to 47%. We got the buzzer shot here. Point guard Van Leer over Clemens, 9. It's stripped. It's a steal. This has been a close game. This may have been a vital steal, but this just pads Jim Clemens' steals stats. Let me see how many he has for the game. That was his 4th steal of the game. Fast break power forward. That's going to be Brewer, and he does not have much of a chance of doing anything positive there. A 4, and he'll fittingly turn the ball over for Cleveland. And the game comes to a merciful end with the Bulls winning 102-86. Leading scorers in the game. That's kind of a fun thing to look at because no one seemed to want to score. Campy Russell wins the title. 22 points, 9 of 15 from the floor. He really was the only guy hitting something from the field for consistently throughout the game. Jim Clemens was 6 for 8. He just doesn't take a lot of shots. Rebound leaders for Cleveland include 11 for Brewer, 9 for Jim Jones, and 8 for Russell. 8 assists for Clemens. Chicago Bulls, who only finished shooting 39.8 from the field, hit 36 of 45 free throws for 80%. Out-rebound them 57-44, and were led by the 20 points of Chet Walker, despite only 3 of 9 from the floor, 14 of 17 from the stripe. He was getting players in foul trouble all game. Jerry Sloan missed a couple shots there, but he still finished with 17 points, 5 steals, and 7 rebounds. Glad to see he was playing his old Jerry Sloan ball. I've always struggled with Jerry, who passed away a couple years back. Norman Van Leer, 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. All-round solid game. Tom Bowerwinkle, 12 points, 14 boards. And Bob Love didn't shoot well either. 5 of 14, 6 of 6 from the line for 16 points. But it doesn't matter. They won the game. That's really all that matters. Clifford Ray was actually 4 for 4 from the field, 1 for 1 from the line. 9 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 20 minutes, 6 fouls. So that's all from Chicago Stadium. We hope you enjoyed this game between the 76 Cavs, 72 Bulls. This may be the greatest Bulls team of the 70s. Yes, there was a Chicago Bulls competitive team prior to Michael Jordan. They even had the team after that, as I mentioned earlier. The Artis Gilmore teams were solid, but this team was much better. This team had very good defensive guard and shooting guard, and it's one of the most unique teams, I would say, in modern basketball history. They were not just pure offense. There was no splash bros. It was down and dirty, grab the boards, pound it into Chet Walker, pound it into Bob Love, have Norm Van Leer and Jerry Sloan create all kinds of havoc on defense, and scrap your way to 50-plus wins for multiple seasons in a row. So anyway, this is all from Rod's Tabletop Hoops. Have a good evening, everyone.